Guess who? Hello everybody, my name is Mia, and if you're new here, welcome to my video diary where I'm chronicling my life. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm back. I know it's been a year. My junior year low-key killed me emotionally. I survived, I got all A's, but just know emotionally, I was dying on the inside. But I'm back, and it's my senior year summer, and I'm ready to make videos about everything and anything going on in my life. Cool? Cool. So, if you read the title of this video, you'll know I'll be telling you guys about my experience at the San Antonio Regional Hospital shadowing as a clinical shadowing student, or a clinical shadowing student. Yeah, I had it right the first time. In this video, let's give you the breakdown. Here's the breakdown. Not that kind of breakdown. Here's the breakdown. So, I'm going to start by telling you guys why I applied, what made me want to get into healthcare, and what field I initially was interested in. Next, I'm going to detail my first week to you guys, my second week, my leadership seminars, and I'm going to give you guys my ranking and final thoughts. Sounds good? Sounds good. Now, for those of you who finish this video and you're like, oh my god, Mia, how can I get involved in this? Don't worry. My class of 27, this next year will be your year to apply because it's only open to juniors. I will leave all of the resources that you can use to apply, get in contact down below in the description box. Make sure you check that out. And yeah, before I get started into my long video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know next time I post my next vlog. Shout out to Serena, Emma, and Eileen, and the CEO of the San Antonio Regional Hospital, John Chapman. Thank you guys for having this amazing program and being so kind and accommodating to me at all times. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Right? With that being said, let's get started in talking about why this program was like it for me and why I'm even interested in healthcare. Okay. If you see me looking down at any point in this video, it's because number one, I have this notepad where I took my notes during my program at, and number two, I have a lot of my Friday seminar notes that are important for this first part of the video here. Okay? Sounds good. So let's start with why I even applied. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like at first I was looking just applying because like in my head, like I had like this general idea of I want to be in healthcare. For me, pharmacy was really ringing its bells at me, and then also radiology, but which is really, really vague. Like what kind of pharmacist, what kind of radiologist? And to some of you watching, you may be surprised to learn there are different kinds. That was me too. And so this program honestly just opened my eyes and gave me the chance to explore and figure out where I want to go. For me, I applied and I kind of like have always kind of wanted to be in healthcare because I want to help people. Like I want to help my community. I want to make my parents proud by going into somewhere nice. For a little background on me, my mom is in healthcare. My mom's an OR RN nurse. She's an RN BSN and she just got her CNOR. This is the part where I like to brag about my mommy. I love my mommy. She's my biggest inspiration. I literally I want to be like her. Like I joke a lot about me being my mom's twin, but I really do want to be her twin. And in some aspects, I want to be better. Like I want to be able to support my mom and make sure when she's a little old and gray, she don't really look that old and gray. She's in Cancun, baby. I'm sending her, I'm flying her out. You feel me? I want to make sure my dad's taken care of. I want to make sure both of them are taken care of, and life is just easier for them after I grow up. And another thing is I kind of want to be trusted. I know in my community, we have a hard time trusting healthcare providers because sometimes there are these stereotypes or microaggressions you may experience. But as a healthcare provider, I want to be a Black healthcare provider. I want to make sure my community feels taken care of. I want to bridge that gap between people who don't trust healthcare providers and healthcare providers because everyone deserves good healthcare. I literally do not care. Everyone deserves good healthcare in my opinion. So I want to make sure everybody gets it. And I just want to be like transparent with my patients, empathetic, and intricate. I want to make sure everyone gets the best care possible. But yeah, so I saw this program, my school posted it in our student square, and I just kind of applied, went to an informational session, and just prayed for the best. And when I got that email that I got in, I was so geeked, I was so excited, and I couldn't wait for orientation. And even like going to orientation, I made so many good friends. Shout out to Sanvi, Tiana, Charlie, shout out to Hannah, shout out to Flor. Shout out to like literally anybody and everybody I talked to during this program. I was really a social butterfly. I just like getting to know people. But those 5-6 names that I mentioned were like my good friends during this program. So shout out to y'all. Love y'all. I know 2 of you might be watching this. Anyways, but yeah, when this program started, I was really nervous because I was like, oh my god, like what if these kids are like super geeks and they're ahead of me? Like, no, we're all on the same boat. Like, we were here because we want to be healthcare professionals. And I think my cohort, sorry, cohort 2, I'm really biased, but cohort 1 was the best. We were the bombest, and I loved everybody. I loved like just getting to know people and getting to talk to even the real professionals, people who also had parents in healthcare. It was some good insight. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyways, that's enough of the yap session about me and why I'm here. Let's get started with my schedule. So week 1, it's a 2-week program. If I didn't mention that already, it's a 2-week program. In week 1, I went to pharmacy. Editing me here to say I'm such a liar. It was not pharmacy. I'm just really delirious. It was physical therapy. Physical therapy was week 1. Urgent care, social services, and facilities. Fridays were our leadership seminars, but don't worry, we'll get into those. Then in week 2, I had nutrition services, pharmacy, surgical services, and radiology, and then a final leadership seminar. Anyways, so let's get started with talking about the departments I went to in order. Very short, very simple, with some shout outs to the people working in there because they're goated and I love them all and I miss some of you. Low key, I like working with a lot of you. So let's just get into it, starting with physical therapy. So my shout outs, I'm going to start every section with a shout out and then a little brief description and then a rating. So shout out to Denmark, Angelo, Edwin, and Shelly. I worked with those 4. Those were all PTs. I experienced inpatient and outpatient work, which, don't worry, I'm going to break it down for you. Inpatient work are patients who are in the hospital that require care. So geriatric patients, mostly on the 4th and 3rd floor, which are like, which is stroke, and then I can't remember what 4th floor was. Sorry. And then outpatient are by appointment. So patients who come to the hospital, get the care, and they can go back home. You feel me? Inpatient, we go to them. Outpatient, they come to us. Got it? Okay. So yeah, in PT, I got to experience inpatient, outpatient work. I watched how they interact. I watched how the physical therapists interact with the patients, and like, honestly, it requires a lot of patience. Like some of the people, because a lot of the patients were geriatric, it requires patience. It requires some bilingualism. My go Angelo, yeah, he's a bilingual king because he was just communicating like no other. Like he was literally just having a nice little Spanish conversation, and I felt a little bilingual because I could understand. Okay, hablo poquito español. It was still really interesting to see how even like outside of school, bilingualism is so important, and I think that's why I encourage people to keep taking classes about language in high school because that will really help you in the real world. It really will. I'm not gonna lie to you. It really will. And I also, it's a very physically tasking job. Like you are walking up and down stairs, up around with patients. You're walking. If you're with people like Denmark, you are sprinting practically. That's his normal walking pace. A walking pace for him is a sprint. And mind you, me and Denmark were around the same hearts. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to keep up with that man. And I'm younger. Oh, I'm heated. I'm so heated. I'm heated. But it was really fun. I had a great time working with them. With Edwin, I experienced outpatient work, so I watched him kind of have them on the machines, using resistance bands, on balancing boards. And same with Shelly. She was kind of talking to me more about what the band's like colors meant, and she showed me how to like properly communicate with the patient. It was really fun. They were all so incredible. Physical therapy, out of 10 point system, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I would give physical therapy a 6. Like I had a great time. I personally don't think physical therapy is for me, like as a job, but I really did enjoy my experience and I had a great time talking and meeting and learning with everybody. So PT, definitely up there. We'll talk about the scale, like the ranking at the end, but PT is definitely up there. Next, on my second day, I had urgent care. So urgent care, it was kind of a slow day in the urgent care. I got to take urine sample. I didn't take them personally because as a student, I cannot administer care, but I got to watch. So if I say I did, just know I didn't do it myself. I'm watching. Okay. So yeah, in urgent care, I got to take urine samples. I did cheek swabs. I watched Jennifer administered shots. I took blood pressure for my tech. And like I said, it was really a slow day in the urgent care. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Juana and Jennifer, which are the two people I was working with, they made it a very educational day. Jennifer, I actually kind of liked her because she used a lot of medical terminology with me. And so because she's using medical terminology, I got to ask her questions about what that meant. So I feel like I'm ahead of the curve. Urgent care, like I said, it was really cool people. It was slow day. I would personally give urgent care like, I think I would give it a 5 out of 10 just because it was a slow day. My start was kind of shaky, but I won't get into that. Like, that's not important at all. It was kind of shaky, and then I just don't think it's a job for me. I think it's a little too static. I don't know what a busy day looks like, so maybe I'm biased, but for me, that day was a little too static, and I need to kind of I like to be up on the go, but still, like I said, like Jennifer and Juana made it very educational. I had a great time. Honestly, I had a really good time. And yeah, it was really fun. Like I really wholeheartedly enjoyed it. I can't even lie to you. Anyways, out of this week, this next one's my like low-key favorite, but like not really favorite because I can't have favorites, but like this next one's my favorite. And it was social services. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, social services, sleeper pick, like absolutely sleeper pick. Like I did not expect to enjoy social services that much. I worked with Diane. Shout out to Diane. I love her. Oh my god. I saw her a bunch on my second week and she remembers my name and she always said hi to me and had a little conversation. She was so sweet, so nice. I love Diane. But anyways, so in social services, like I said, like I was very surprised. Honestly, like they do a lot of behind the scene work. I feel like them and facilities, which are the two places I was in, do like tons of behind the scene work. They like advocate, like social services, you have to like advocate for patients and you have to know a lot of resources that are important to patient care and like insurance, veterans, like there are so many, disability leave, there are so many pieces that you have to know for social services that I think is really great. I learned about like how to chart, like how to like chart like a conversation you have with a patient. I learned about different resources, and I even kind of learned about the emotional balance social workers need in order to like care for patients. You have to be really emotionally mature, so don't be a Huda from Love Island season 7. You need to be very emotionally mature for real, on some real like you need to be very emotionally mature. And I think Diane really like showcased that the best. I watched her go from being empathetic and like feeling for patients to like being stern and empathetic and letting them know like you're not doing what's right for this patient's care plan. It was so impressive. Like honestly, big shout out to Diane. I think this and a couple others from this my second week with the most like informational, educational pieces of programs I went through. I enjoyed it so much. Like I had a great time, and I think it was just so cool. So social services, on my scale of 10, social services gets an 8. Like it was so much fun. Like Diane, I feel like she thought I was kind of bored because I would just kind of sit there and just listen or like look at her type. I would just read like things on her room. I was never bored. Like if she's watching this, I was never bored. I was having a great time. I learned so much from you. Like big shout out. Kudos to you. Like this is definitely a job not for the weak minded, and she's definitely the most strong minded person in that field. Period. Love her. Anyways, next for my final Thursday or my last Thursday, I had facilities, which was also low key, like lowest of low keys. Another sleeper pick. Let's get into it. Like I said, facilities, another sleeper pick because I did learn about different jobs that facilities offers, but I more so took a tour with Kevin, who was the manager in charge. Kevin's goated. I hope he's having a great day today. Like I really hope he's having a great day today. Hey Kev. But like it was kind of cool. He took us on a tour. He showed us like the hospital's cooling systems. He showed us, I'm looking at my notes. He showed us the sterile processing area where like a lot of the techs are, and he even showed us like the tech zone for the guys who handle like the EKG machines, who do like maintenance on the MRI machines. It was so cool. Like facilities was honestly shocking. I low-key, like when I thought about facilities, I was like, oh, it's just maintenance guys, like all they do is maintenance. But they low-key, like they are the heartbeat of the hospital. Like if something goes down in facilities, that hospital going down with them. Oh yeah. Like it was kind of crazy to me like how much the hospital depends on facilities. Like it was really it was crazy to me. Like it was stupid crazy to me, and I had a great time touring. Kevin is an amazing tour guide. He showed us like the dirt room. I gotta laugh about that to myself. He showed me it's the dirt room, which yes, it's a room just full of dirt, just full of dirt. He showed us like old areas where they used to keep gamma rays. He took us to the roof. He showed us like elevator systems. Like Kevin he was like low key San Antonio Regional Hospital. If you're watching this, make Kevin a little tour guide. Like, let him double. And like if you don't want to come in for facilities manager, make him a little tour guide because he took us on the best tour of my life. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But yeah, facilities. I'm gonna give facilities a 7 out of 10. I wouldn't work in facilities because I feel like a lot of it is either like you have to have a trade experience or some type of engineering experience, and those are two subjects that I have no interest in, low-key. So it just isn't for me. But like I said, like the experience alone just made it so much fun. So much fun. But now let's talk about my first Friday leadership seminar. Let's get it. So for Friday leadership seminars, I have 3 papers here because I went through 3 presentations. So I started my day off with a presentation from Miss Emma Castillo Gonzalez. She's also one of the advisors. I call them advisors. I don't know if it's actually what they're called, but they were over the program. And so she gave us a presentation like professionalism and like communicating professionally, showing up professionally. So she showed us different methods to like send emails, text, leave voicemails, introduce ourselves, even like dress. It was really, really informative. This is something I kind of already had a little experience in just because I do a lot of National History Day stuff, and National History Day requires the same business casual kind of method of communication and also just dressing. But I still learned some new things, just like in the voicemail side. I didn't know there was a way to leave a professional voicemail. I thought you just call. If they didn't pick up, low-key hang up. Like low-key just hang up. I don't know, but it was really interesting. Next, after her presentation, Madison Avery and Katrina Yingwes, I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right because that's my queen. I love you, Katrina. They are public health associates. So public health, for those of you who don't know, going based on the definition I wrote down here, it's the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through societal diseases. Public health kind of focuses on the social determinants of health, as well as the 3 P's of public health, which is protection, prevention, and preservation. And so like we'll talk about what the social determinants of health are, but public health focuses on the power of circumstances, and it has more of a focus on equity versus equality, which, if you're curious, equality is giving everyone the same thing no matter what extra resources they may need. So let's say you have a really tall guy, a really short girl, a medium average girl, and then a girl who's missing a leg. You give them all the same bike, only the average height girl can ride it because the tall guy, he's too lanky. Short girl can't reach the handlebars. The girl with no leg, do I need to even say it for you? Equity is you take that same bike and like for the tall guy, you make it bigger. For the short girl, you make it smaller. Average height girl, you leave it the same. You give her the same bike you gave her the first time. And the girl missing a leg, you give her an adaptive bike that works with people with disabilities. Equity is about giving people the resources they need. Equality is giving everybody the same resource. Got it? Good. Public health considers conditions that people were in. So like, how were they born? How'd they grow up? What's their whole life like? Etc. That was a really fun, like, it was really interactive. We did case studies and we talked about like, oh, there's this African American guy, he's a war vet, he's got PTSD and mental issues. Like, how does social determinants of health affect him? Oh, you have this woman, she's indigenous, she follows indigenous practices of medicine, she doesn't want modern medicine. How do you get her to get modern medicine because she's really sick? It was super cool. And even that last example I just gave, we'll talk about it later when I talk about my seminar I had today. So cool. Like I said, Madison and Katrina ate. Katrina, yeah, you did your big one. That's my queen. That's my girl. But yeah, we took a lunch. I think we had like Subway. It was low-key gas. Like low-key gas. I kind of tore it up. No comment. And then for our final presentation, Serena, she gave a presentation on cultural sensitivity and cultural humility. And basically talked about how the terms cultural competence, cultural sensitivity, and cultural humility all tie together in this big idea of like cultural awareness. Cultural awareness has cultural competency, sensitivity, and humility. Cultural competency is all about effectively building skills and knowledge or learning of other cultures that you gain from people. So if someone tells you, oh, in my culture we do this, when you see a client just like that, you'll be like, oh, hey, I know in your culture you do this, do you prefer this kind of thing? cultural sensitivity is being aware and respecting the differences between you and people. So you notice that you and this patient have a different culture. You respect whatever differences they may have. And then cultural humility is all about self-reflection and being open to learning more. You are self-aware and you understand that you're a forever learner. Like, you learn forever. Learning don't stop. You learn forever. And we did some case studies there as well. It was really, really like fascinating. Like, I honestly think this leadership seminar, go to T. The next ones were also T. The next one I had was also T, but this one was the T-est. You feel me? But yeah, that was my first week. First week was cool. I had a really good time in all my departments. I think it was really interesting to learn about the different departments. I found one department I'd be interested in pursuing if my pathway that I'm currently interested in, which we'll talk about soon, didn't go well. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. But let's get in to my second week, hashtag week 2 on the way. Let's go. So week 2. I loved week 2. Week 2 was my favorite week. It was so good. Oh my god. I started in nutrition services, which I thought was really interesting. I thought nutrition services was just like food prep and delivery. That I thought, okay, we make your food, we deliver your food. That I thought I was gonna be mad boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I have to be transparent. I thought it was gonna be boring, but I was pleasantly surprised. I got to observe. First of all, let me say this. Shout out to nutrition services. I'll get into specifics in a minute, but they were the most organized. You know why? Yo, they had a pamphlet of what I'd be doing today. So I'm gonna read this to you, and I'm telling you, this is literally my day to day. So first, I watched them assemble the trays and put together food. I watched them take diet orders, and I also watched dishwashing procedures and whatnot, and I delivered food as well. That was with Anna, Nick, and Brandon, and Yolanda. Shout out to them. Yolanda, I had fun in her office because she had these books in the back, behind her, of dietary books, different diets. And I literally just got sucked into the books. There are so many diets out there, guys. Vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, barely scratching the surface. There were so many others. It was so interesting. If you can get a book on diets, I low-key recommend, don't buy a book just because I said so, but if you go to a Barnes and Nobles, just sit in that aisle and read that book, because you will literally get sucked in for a hot minute that they're gonna kick you out. That book was so interesting. It was so interesting. I can't even lie to you. But I watched Yolanda put together different orders. I watched her listen, take phone calls, and I even got to kind of listen into her training or educating a student who was interested in becoming a dietitian, who was interning there for real. Because us high school shadowing students, we can't administer care or do anything. The interns who are in school get to. Lame. Just kidding. No, it isn't, because I don't want to administer care at all. Thank you. Before anyone's watching this decides to go change it around, don't do that. I don't want to give care, and I'm pretty sure nobody else wants to either. Okay. Anyways, so then after I did all that, I went downstairs into the NICU basement, and I had a great conversation with Beatrice. She was a diabetic dietitian. Shout out to Beatrice. She was so fun to talk to. She told me her story about how she started off as a trainer, and people were asking her oh, what should I eat to continue growing as getting healthier, and she just kind of gave my generic answers. And then she went to school. She took a dietary class, and that class alone was enough to push her to go to grad school and become a dietitian. It was so amazing. Oh my god, she's amazing. She was so sweet. She talked to me about how important mathematics were, especially when you have people who are using feeding tubes to eat and get their nutrition, because you have to calculate how much water they need, how much calories they're getting from it. It was just so cool, how much product you have to give them. It was so cool. Big shout out to Beatrice. I had so much fun with you, girl. I hope you're doing amazing. Nutrition services, fantastic department, surprisingly. I really mean it when I say I was thoroughly surprised by how intricate this area was. You feel me? For the ranking, nutrition services, I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't be in the plate assembly or dishwashing, because I don't even like washing dishes at home. I look like washing someone else's dishes. What I look like? What? But I would be interested in being a dietitian. I would probably be an ICU dietitian or work in the critical care units as a dietitian. I thought that was really cool. I really loved the way Beatrice, she seemed like she loved her job. I feel like I would love her job too. So definitely up there. Anyways, this next one is the one I was looking forward to the most. If I didn't say it already, I want to be a pharmacist so bad. I want to compound drugs. I want to be like Walter White in an ethical manner, okay? I want to be like ethical Walter White. Like, that's serious. Like, I love chemistry. I love, like, pharmacy just stood out to me the most. Guess where I went on Tuesday? Guess. Just guess. Wait, just guess. Did you say pharmacy? Yeah, I went to pharmacy. Oh my god, I had so much fun. Let's talk about it. Okay, so in pharmacy, I got to take a tour of the laboratory. I learned about like the difference between inpatient, outpatient medication. I even like got to learn about different pharmacy schools I could potentially apply to in the future, like KGI or Western University. I learned about the compounding drug RVs because the area they usually compound their drugs at San Antonio, at SAR. I'm gonna call it SAR for short. I'm not saying that full name ever again. At SAR, their pharmacy area is under construction. It's supposed to be done in July, so they have RVs where they compound their drugs, and I got to see them on the TVs. I couldn't go to them, which is unfortunate. I should have asked, but I didn't ask. But I had to see them on the cameras and watch some of them like actually compound the drugs in real time. I saw like some crazy things. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I just saw some crazy things. Like, I watched one lady like just like a puff of smoke. You know that scene in White Chicks where she's like, "Yo, mama, so when she breastfeed, it looked like this," and then the powder, it looked like the powder, like literally the same powder. That was a really specific like example for that. I could have just said flour, but I chose White Chicks. What's wrong with me? Anyways, I talked to so many lovely people in pharmacy. Shout out number one to Makar and Rebecca. Shout out to them the most because Makar and Rebecca are current students. They're current pharmacy students, and they answered every single question I had. Oh, they had to be sick of me. They can act like they weren't, because in my face, I would be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I don't have so many questions." They're like, "No, it's fine, we like it." No, you don't. But thank you for answering them so enthusiastically. Shout out to y'all. Rebecca, she was goated. She low-key was kind of like me. She was like very achiever, like big achiever in school. And Makar, he's more like me now. Like, he was very laid back, very chill guy. He's from Russia, I think he said, which is really cool. He had a really cool accent. I didn't tell him that in person because some people, they get a little sensitive about their accents, and I don't want to just I don't want to make it seem like I was making fun of his accent. Anyways, so they were current students. Brandon in pharmacy, not Brandon in nutrition. There's two Brandons, I know, crazy. But Brandon in pharmacy, he was goated AF too, like low-key. He was an actual doctor of pharmacy. He went to Western University, Makar and Rebecca at KGI. It was really cool listening to their different like perspectives on the schools. I would detail it all for you guys, but then this video would be 3 hours long, and I'm trying to keep it under the 50-minute mark, so I don't have that much to edit. But yeah, Brandon, it was really nice. Like I said, shout out to him too. I had hella questions for him. He answered them all regardless. Like, he was just eager to answer, and I love that for him. And then also shout out to Dennis. He was the manager. He went to Western as well. He was really super bubbly. Like, he was honestly like super bubbly guy. He was so like funny, low-key. I had a really great time with y'all. Thank you guys for answering all my pharmacy questions, because everybody knows I love me some pharmacy. I had so much fun. Like, guys, you don't understand. I had so much fun. I literally, like, after I talked to Brandon, he just kind of, like, let us go. And so I was just walking around the pharmacy. I was looking at IV bags. I was looking at medications. I was looking at bottles. I was all up in their warehouse just, like, looking around. Like, I was literally just exploring. I was like Ace, okay? Dora the Explorer. Christopher Columbus. I was searching the pharmacy seas. I was having so much fun. It was amazing. Pharmacy, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I only didn't give it a 10 because I didn't want to. I'm just trying not to be super biased, because I am super biased. But yeah, I had so much fun in pharmacy. This next one, this is my mom's favorite, and it was my favorite too. I can't even lie to you guys. Pharmacy got a 9 out of 10 because the next one's about to get a 10. Because pharmacy can't compare to this. Like, I love pharmacy, don't get me wrong, but this next one, surgical services. Surgery was so cool. Like, let's just get into it. Let's just get in. So let me just dive right in. Okay, I get scrubbed in. I'm going. This lady's taking us around. I didn't get to catch her name. I feel so bad. I should have shouted her out because she picked me, and she put me in a cardiac bypass surgery. Did you hear me?
Yes.
I watched a cardiac bypass surgery, and it wasn't like I was just watching like, oh, okay, where are my notes? No. They gave me a stool, put me where the anesthesiologist was, and let me stand on the stool. I was literally looking over into this guy's chest cavity. I saw his little deflated heart. No, it was a woman. I saw her little deflated heart. I was watching the doctor do his thing. It was crazy. Yeah, like it was just crazy. It was so crazy. I was like literally less than like 3 inches away from the action. Like if I leaned over any further, I would have been breathing all up in there. He did get to scrub in, but I was only like a little close. I only got a little bit closer with that. I only scrubbed in because I felt I was nervous and I asked. So that was cool. But yeah, I saw an anesthesiologist. I watched the anesthesiologist kind of like from afar because she didn't want people in her area. So when she came back, I would leave and go back to my usual spot of watching. But I watched her do her thing. And I learned, mind you, like my mom had been trying to get me hyped for surgery and I just wasn't feeling it. Like I was like, I'm queasy, I'm squirmish. I'm not, by the way. The only thing that almost got me was the scent. There's like burning flesh. I don't remember what they were burning, but his flesh, like her flesh, like got burnt. And I got, oh my god, guys, I got so nauseous. I had to sit down. and just close my eyes and just wait. It was bad. But I'm not nauseous at all. I'm not queasy. I don't care about blood and seeing guts and stuff. I'm very surprised, by the way. I swore up and down I was really queasy. No, I'm not. I also learned about a new profession in surgery that I'd be really interested in. Perfusionist, which is basically they're the ones who operate the heart and lung machine. So like when you get cardiac bypass, they have to like low-key kill your heart and like just shut you down because they need to be able to work without your heart like. So the heart and lung machine acts as the title, your heart and your lungs. It was crazy. Oh my god. And it requires so much like intricacy, communication with the doctor. It was so interesting. My mind was literally blown. Like I would so be a perfusionist. I would literally an anesthesiologist or perfusionist. I would be either of those. It was so dope. Like, oh my god, it was so dope. Oh my god, I'm in shock still. Like I loved surgeries. Like I love surgery a lot more than I expected to. Because low key, like I said, my mom had been hyping it up because she works in the OR. So I was like, okay, well, whatever, mom. Like, you know what I mean? No. I got in there. Yeah, I'm with her. Give me 10 years. Me and my mom gonna be working together. She would never let that happen. She would hate to work with me. I would be so annoying. Oh my god. But no, I love surgery. Surgery is 10 out of 10. Like literally 10 out of 10. I'm gonna give my shout outs to the surgery team now because there's a lot of people. I'm so sorry if I don't call you doctor. The only reason why is because I didn't write down. I was just writing names down really quickly, so I want to make sure I can give everybody their shout out. But I forgot to write down who and who wasn't a doctor. The only one I know for sure was a doctor was Dr. Wong, but that's because he was doing the surgery. Oh, and Dr. Gan because she was the anesthesiologist. Yeah, that's all I got. So again, if you are a doctor and I don't call you doctor, I sincerely apologize. It's just because I don't remember something personal. I only remember those two because they were the only two. They were the surgeon and the anesthesiologist. I'm so sorry again. But anyway, shout out to Richard, shout out to Jeanette, Lindo, Alejandro, Steph, Abby. She was the perfusionist. She was cool. She was so cool. And then yeah, shout out to you guys. Like you guys literally changed my perspective on surgery because I literally swore up and down I wasn't gonna love it. I loved it. Like I loved it so much. Oh my god. Anyways, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'm in awe. I'm starstruck. Yeah. Anyways, so next I had radiology. This was my last rotation. This was technically yesterday for me. Depending on when this video comes out, it might have been 2 days ago. I don't know when I'm gonna put this video out. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hopefully I put it out on a Sunday or Saturday, but you never know with me. Anyways, let's talk about radiology. So radiology was my final stop, and I was in it. I was talking about in it, guys. I went to MRI. I was in the ER for X-rays, and I also watched CT scans occur. Radiology was another department I was interested in, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had like the worst reason to be in radiology because I was on TikTok and it was like, places in healthcare that require the least amount of schooling but make the most money, and I saw radiology. I was like, yeah. But now that I've actually gotten to experience it, I can now say I have the proper reason to be into it because I think it's really like the brain is really interesting, and I think the idea of using like literal manipulating ions and and using all these different rays to scan bodies is so crazy. And the amount of even though you are exposed to a lot of radiation, I still think it's kind of cool. I don't know. Who cares if I get radiation poisoning? I had fun. I thought it was super cool. I got to see brain scan, like real life brain scans, and learn how metal can affect MRI images. So when you go to the MRI, when you get an MRI, please tell them you have stuff like you have bobby pins in your hair. braces, because they're literally the difference between an actual MRI scan and an MRI scan when you don't, like, when you have metal in your, like, anywhere in your body. It's so crazy because it'll literally just black it out. And, like, braces are like right here, so you think, oh, it's gonna black out this. No, it blacks out this. Like, you can't see this in the MRI. It is so crazy. Huge thank you and huge shout out to Shannon, Tyler, Jeff, and MRI, and a big shout out to my girl Vivian and MRI, because she showed me this app that, like, explains MRI images, like, in the brain. And she didn't tell me there were other. She didn't tell me, number one, she didn't tell me that there were knees, legs. She didn't tell me there were that, but she told me there was one for the brain. So I downloaded the app and I was looking at it earlier. Oh yeah, there's everything. Like, there's so many different MRIs, and, like, the different resolution of images depends, like, influences what you see. So a big shout out for Vivian, who showed me an app to break down the scans and explain them so clearly to me. Next, in the ER, I just watched, like, some level bait. Like, you know how you go to the ER for an X-ray? I just watched that. I went to the ER for an X-ray because when I got that email saying I was accepted to the program, I fell down the stairs and thought I broke my ankle. Yeah, it was really embarrassing. But yeah, like, they just kind of scan your, if you say, oh, I have some chest pain, they scan your chest. Oh, I got some back pain, they scan your back. Oh, my ankle, they scan that too. Like, they literally, it was really interesting, honestly. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to Iris and Mina and X-Ray. I really like talking to Mina. I love talking to Iris. We had a great conversation. Like, literally, shout out to y'all. And then shout out to Tiffany, Ryan, Sarah, and Christine and CT. I didn't get to see a lot of CTs because by the time I came there, they were finally slowing down. But I still had good conversation with them. They were talking about little boo-boos and stuff at one point. I don't even know what was going on, child. I was looking kind of clocked out because I was like, dang, this is my last day. Like, I was just, like, reeling in it. But it was crazy. It was so crazy. It was really cool, though. CTs are, like, faster than MRIs. So MRI and CT have some beef going on at that hospital. Not like real beef, like play beef. Y'all know what I mean. CT, I'm sorry to the MRI people watching this video, but CT was low-key better. I know. Shannon, we had a moment. Jeff, we had a moment. But CT was better. I'm sorry. I'm a CT lover. But yeah, radiology gets an 8 out of 10 for me. I would go into MRI, I would go to CT, I would literally go to ER, I would go anywhere of those, like, 3 areas they showed me. I had a great time. So let's get into my last Friday seminar, which was today, and talk about it. So Friday seminar, they had us dress in our scrubs for Mr. John Chapman, the CEO of the hospital. But we don't get, let's not skip ahead. Don't get too eager. Let's start with Miss Eileen. I'm gonna hope I don't butcher your last name, miss. But Eileen Dinkajan. So she was giving us a presentation on, like, being successful in the healthcare field, the best habits to have in life. I have my notes on my iPad this time, so if you see a little glow on my face, it's just the IPZ. I woke up Chris Breezy. Sorry. Anyways, so she kind of talked to us about being successful, like, find your motivation, find your determination, being, like, have a good attitude in life, always be prepared, be timely. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Clock it. You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself a good professional identity and all that. And, like, have core values, have competence. It was so dope. And then also she talked about being assertive. So don't be rude, don't be shouting, don't be cussing and screaming now, but be assertive. Speak slowly, speak clearly, like, hold yourself to a high image so people respect you more. And she also encouraged us to volunteer more. And she, like, talks about this book called Crucial Conversations, which I actually might pick up and read. I don't have decided yet, but I might do that. So I'll let you guys know. Maybe book club. If I have a book club, who knows? But yeah, that was really cool. We took a lunch break / played a game. Lunch was El Pollo Loco burritos. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't eat burritos like that. I'm a weirdo. If I'm gonna eat a burrito, it's going to be meat, cheese, and some type of sauce only. I know. Hey, I eat tacos the right way, but I don't eat burritos the right way. I'm sorry. So that burrito had, like, rice and beans and avocado and all this other stuff. I barely ate it. I took a little fork and took pieces out of it. I ate the chips, I ate the churro, but yeah. But anyways, during our lunch, we also played a game where she would describe a healthcare like area, like a field we may have gone and visited. She described it very vaguely, and we had to guess the field and then also guess what position she was describing. That was really fun. We did that with Katrina, my goat. And then next, the CEO, John Chapman, came in and he gave us a presentation on healthcare ethics. I took a lot of notes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was lucky showing off a little bit, you know. Gotta network a little bit with Mr. Chapman. I'm trolling. I'm so trolling. I took these notes for my mom and for me and for this video. Yeah, for y'all. Yeah. Anyways, so ethics in healthcare. I'm going to read the definition to you. Medical ethics is the obligation and duty of doctors and hospitals towards patients and other healthcare professionals. So it's basically treating all patients equally. There are 4 core ethical principles that you have to keep in mind when working in healthcare. It's autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and then justice. So basically, you have to allow patients to make the final call and final decision as long as they understand all the risks and benefits. You act within the best interest of the patient, and that requires kindness, compassion, and understanding. Providers should never intentionally cause harm on patients, and offer unbiased healthcare and practicing fairness no matter what the patient may ask for. And then we did a bunch of case studies. I didn't take pictures or write the case studies down because I was really in it. I was talking about in it. I was having a great time. Like he was so interactive. He was really funny. He was really, really funny. We talked about other ethical dilemmas. We talked about the situation going on right now with Adriana Smith in Georgia, like how she was forced to incubate that baby despite being brain dead. Don't get into a debate on my comment section. This is not what this is about. This is just about ethics. We're just talking about it. We just mentioned it briefly and move right on. Okay. But yeah, and then I had a badge, but I turned my badge in, and then I was done as a clinical shadowing student for the San Antonio Regional Hospital. That was my second week, but let's get into my ranking of the departments, and then also talking about which fields I think I'd be most interested in, and final thoughts. So, let's go. All right, so let's get into my ranking from lowest to greatest. Now, please note, this is nothing to do with the people or the department. This is just based on whether or not I would personally do them. Please don't take it personally. I don't think your department's trash. I just personally wouldn't work in your department. It's just not for me, and that should be okay with everybody. Cool? Cool. So, in number 8, in the bottom of the list, we have, drumroll please. Don't do that. I'm fine. Urgent care. Urgent care was just a little too slow for me. This may have been just the day I went, but I thought urgent care was too slow. I did enjoy learning from Jennifer and Juana, but it really wasn't for me. Like, I don't think I can handle the idea of tickling your pee a little bit to put a little stick in and figure out what's wrong with you. I'm sorry. That's just me. Okay. Still super cool department. If you like a slower paced environment, again, like I said, this might be just my day, but if you like a slower paced environment, urgent care, maybe for you. And number 7, we have facilities. Like I said, loved Kevin, loved the tour. Do not like engineering, mechanics, or trade. So I just don't think this is a role for me. If you're into that kind of stuff, you might want to look into getting a job as a facilities assistant manager, working in whatever specific department you may want to. But for me, it was a no for me. In number 6, we have physical therapy. This job is very demanding, physically demanding. And I just don't think that's kind of, like, I don't want to go to, like, when I came home from that mind you, I spent 4 hours in this place, right? I only spent 4 hours in this place, and I was drained. Could you imagine doing that for 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, whatever? And even though they have, like, a light workload, I just don't think the money's there either, because money is another thing I need to consider, because in this current economic state of the world, where's the bag? Yeah, where's the bag? Go ahead and tell me where the bag's at, okay? So, like I said, physical therapy, love the people, just not for me. Too demanding physically. I know it's in the title, but still, don't really care. Just too demanding for me. Number 5, we have nutrition services. Very interesting field. Nutrition would probably, like, being a dietitian would be like my backup plan to my multiple backup plans. So a lot of things would have to go wrong for me to end up in nutrition, but that doesn't knock it down at all. I still think it's a really good area to be in, which is why it's top 5, because top 5 isn't bad at all. I think it's really interesting. I had a really good time with talking to Beatrice. That's the only side of diet, like nutrition and dietary, I think I would be interested in. So yeah. In fourth place, we have top four now. In fourth place, we have social services. I was not kidding, y'all. I really would not mind being a social worker. I would have to be in a position similar to Diane's, but I had a really good time. I think the charting portion of it all was really relaxing to me in some twisted evil way. The patient interaction was very minimal, but still kind of efficient enough for me to get that day-to-day interaction with people, and I just really enjoyed my experience with Diane. I think I had a really good time. I don't know what a high packed day looks like for her, because like I said, we were having more of a slow day, but even I feel like a high packed day is still manageable. So fourth. All right, guys, we're in the top three. Top three is about to surprise y'all. Like, I'm about to take y'all for a storm. My mom doesn't know about my top three yet, and y'all, so she's watching this video, she's about to be surprised too. Number 3, in third place for my ranking, we have radiology. Like I said, I would work in any area of radiology, and just in comparison to these other two options I have, it's just not high up there. Like, I feel like the other two options also make the most money, and I feel like the other two options I've had a more passion for than I have radiology. Like I said, I didn't find out why I wanted to go to radiology until I went in shadow department. So now, it's just there because I just recently found it versus the other two areas I've been having it. Number 2, but surprise y'all. Are y'all ready? In second place for my ranking of these fields, I have pharmacy. Yeah, pharmacy is number 2. Which, if you're keeping along with me, surgery is my first position that I think I'd be most interested in pursuing. Yes, I've been said in this entire video, I really want to be a pharmacist, and I really want to compound those drugs. And I think I still can. I really can. Like, I could literally go do that and choose to go into surgery afterwards. But for me, the anesthesiology side of surgery is why it's above pharmacy, because that still includes the compounding of drugs and the mixing of chemicals and the chemistry that intrigues me in the pharmacy in the first place. And also just being able to learn about being a perfusionist and like working with our heart and lung machine, that alone was enough to make me really turn my head, which is why surgery is number 1 for me. And I think when I start applying to colleges, we will be looking into some interesting programs. But yeah, and like I said, those are my top 3. So in order, first place we have surgery, second place we have pharmacy, and third place we have radiology. Like, honestly, I just feel like all these departments, like these 3 departments, were the most welcoming. They taught me the most, and they made me feel like I belonged, like, in these areas. Like, a lot of them said I could see you. Like, most of the people told me I could see you being here. I could see you working with us. I could see you, da da da. Now, to be fair, do I know if they meant working at SAR or working in the field? I don't, but I'm gonna take it as working in the field. Okay. Anyways, let's get into my final thoughts and my outro, because this video is very, 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 very long. Anyway, so what do I think about the San Antonio Regional Hospital's high school clinical shadowing program? This program is a 10 out of 10. My class 27, like, literally, please, I'm begging you, if you have the you have this much interest in healthcare, apply. Like, literally apply. It will literally solidify and lock down if you really want to do this for you, if it's really something you want to do, or if it's just a fad. Like, I promise you, this program was so educational, so fun. Even though the days were slow, there were some days that were slow, it was never boring. Like, it never gave boring. Nothing gave boring ever. It was just slow, and that's just not for me. The people are so welcoming. Serena and Emma and Eileen and Mr. John Chapman, like, y'all did your big ones on this program. I had so much fun getting involved. Like, I'm so honored and so blessed to be in a position where I get to apply and engage in programs like this without any, pushback. I just, wow, like, just big shout out and thank you to everybody who poured into me during these 2 weeks. Like, you guys, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, you didn't even teach me just things about healthcare. Y'all taught me what it means to be a healthcare professional. I saw nothing but professionalism for people at SAR, and, like, it just showed me, like, how to properly lead with compassion in everything I do. You feel me? Like I've been saying, like I said, like 20 seconds ago, if you were thinking of applying for a program like this, do it. If you know of another program in your area, in your state, that offers, like, the same experience I just had, apply. Like, literally apply. I had so much fun, chat. Like, you don't chat. Yo, I am not a Twitch streamer anymore. Heavy on that anymore. Anyways, just apply. Like, literally apply. This program is amazing. Like I said, all the information for this program will be down in the description box down below, so you can look it up for yourself and do your own research. But But anyways, thank you guys so much for sitting through this video and listening to me yap and maybe looking at whatever images and graphics I have on screen. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you know next time I post, which will probably be very, very soon. I don't know. I guess you have to find out and just subscribe. Yeah? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Mia's video diary, and I'm gonna sign out. XOXO Mia. Bye.